Hey everyone, it's Chris Ward with the MicroNugget series on IT soft skills. This particular MicroNugget talks about improving your position, or in other words, how to get a better job. Now that better job might be within your company, or it could be outside of your company. That all depends on you. In fact, what this nugget is going to concentrate is primarily on you. Who you really are, where you should focus, what your character's like, and what are the basics in order to get yourself in position for that next job. Back in 1999, I got fired from my job as an operations manager at a radio station group here in Phoenix. And of course, I wasn't too happy about it, but at the same time, I was kind of confused about what it was that, really, what was I doing in my life? I was 30 years old, and I'd been working in radio and broadcasting and media development, but I'd also been working on computers for quite a long time. And to be quite honest, I was a little upset because I'd put a lot of my life into that company. I was pretty angry about the situation. Maybe you guys can relate to that. Maybe you're confused about where's your position in your company. Maybe you're angry about a situation where maybe somebody is getting a promotion rather than you, or whether they're getting a little bit better treatment than you. Well, two things that I learned from a friend of mine right about this time who took me out to coffee, and he said, Chris, if you're confused, if you're angry about situations, let me tell you something. Number one, your situation might not change. In other words, situations are situations. However, you can change. And what I mean by that is, where is your focus as a person? You see, improving your position has a lot to do, and you can find studies in positive and cognitive psychology that say the same things, where it all depends upon how you look at things and your perception of things. Who you are, however, is not defined by your job. If you're an IT help desk guy, if you're an IT manager, if you're a director, or whether you're just the guy that got hired on to answer the phone calls, that is not who you are. Who you are is defined more by who your family is, who are your friends, what type of training do you have, what's your educational background, what kind of experience do you have. Those are things that help define you, that help promote you to that next level. And of course, a lot of the things that you need to consider is what you are capable of depends on, obviously, you. What is it that you're trying to accomplish in your job? Whether it's at the company you're currently at, or maybe it's, hey, I'm trying to find something different, something to excite me. Maybe you're taking CBT nuggets or some other training and you're saying, I want to be better at what I do. Here's what you need to do. First off, you need to dig deep and understand what is your character. You see, the problem that a lot of people have is that they think that, if I do a really great job in who I am, that's really what's going to define me. But truly, what most people do, especially managers, myself included, look for is who the person is on the inside. You see, it's the little things that are going to undermine you. It reminds me of a time when I was a kid back in Illinois. I grew up outside of Chicago in a little small suburb, and there was actually some forest area, and somebody had built a tree fort probably years back. And my friends and I thought, this is cool. So we went out there, and we looked at it, and this thing was massive. And so what did we do? We climbed up on it, and I stepped on it, and my foot went right through the whole thing. And I was just like, what the heck is going on? And that's when I saw that it was full of termites. You know what? It's the little things that undermine you in your character. There is a great life coach out there by the name of Dr. Crawford Loritz, and he has a statement that he says, your character will feed your conduct despite your circumstances. And see, a lot of what you're going to think about when you're trying to improve your position is, who am I? Who am I really? And what is it that I'm trying to accomplish? You see, your character is going to be who you are when no one else is around you. We can put on a good face. I can do it really well. And we can try to persuade people that we're really good at this, but truly, who we truly are and what our character is going to sneak out in the final end game. And people can pick that out. In fact, that job that I got fired from that radio station group, when one of the employees left, we did, those exit interviews. And one of the things that I did was I always ask, hey, what do you think about my management style? What can I do better as a manager? And this guy said, oh, no, nothing. It's great. But then he came back into my office about 5 minutes later and he says, Chris, I wouldn't be honest enough with you if I didn't tell you that I think that you're full of crap. And I don't like how you manage, and I don't like how you treat people, and how you look to the bosses is not how you look to the people who work for you. And you better fix that. And then he walked out my door. You know what? I didn't like hearing that. But at the same time, I knew it was true. My character was who I was. I needed to change that. I needed to be the same person I was behind the scenes that I was in front of people. And if you do that, you are laying the foundation for improving your position. Finally, what are the basics? What are some of the things that we need to do in order to improve our position? One of the things that you can think about is that, think about sports. You play any sport and you need to be able to know the fundamentals. When I was a kid, I was really into baseball. I was actually a fairly good catcher, and I was really good in the outfield. Part of the reason why I was good in the outfield was I wasn't very accurate with my throws. But hey, when you're out in the middle of nowhere, you just toss that ball in there and you get it in as much as you can. And I was actually pretty good at hitting the baseball. But the reason why was whenever I got out of the swing of things, I knew that I just had to get back to the fundamentals. Keep my eye on the ball. Bring the bat to the ball, not the ball to the bat. It doesn't work that way. So know the fundamentals. Know what it is that your job entails at your work and do it to the best of your ability. The other thing is, don't complicate things. A lot of times when we're trying to improve our positions, when we're trying to go in and say, hey, I want a better job, I want to do things, I want to be an IT director someday, I want to manage my own projects, I want to handle the networks, I want to handle the server distributions, I want to, whatever it is, you might be thinking, well, I need to do all these really complicated things. Not necessarily. Sometimes it is just finding out what the fundamentals are. And remember the KISS principle. Keep it simple, son. Well, actually, a lot of people say keep it simple, stupid. But you know what? You're not stupid. You're in an IT industry. You're trying to get yourself to that next level. You're not stupid. But you do need to keep it simple. When you start complicating things, when you start adding new things to what you're doing and trying to use that to level yourself up, find out what it is that your actual people are looking for. One of the best things to do is ask for definitions from your peers, the people that you work with, and also your superiors, the people that you work for. A lot of times, you'd be amazed at how many times if someone just walked into the superior's office and said, you know what, I want to do my job to the best of my ability. What are some of the things that you're looking for a good job? Now, does that mean that everybody is going to respond well? Does that mean that everybody is going to give you exactly what you need to know? Maybe not. But that's why your peers are also important. Go out on those forums. Start talking to people. Spiceworks, great place to go look for things like that. And then when you do that, you're going to know what it is that you're going to do either at your current position to improve it, or maybe it needs to be at another company. No matter what, we get back to that whole beginning. Where is your focus? What are you capable of? And what is it that you're striving for? If you think about these three things that I just talked about, where is your focus? What is your character? And what are the basics? It's really going to help you as you step forward into improving your position from where you are now to where you see yourself in the future. I hope this has been informative for you, and I'd like to thank you for joining us.